Hey, we made it. We finished up the hike we had planned to do. Wanted to do a little after action review, which I had promised. Apologize for not doing a summary video when I finished at Neal's Gap. We were pretty beat. We rolled into Neal's Gap, did a quick bathroom stop, checked out the gear they had, bought a couple shirts, stuff like that. Then we had to walk back to the car and then started to head back. Got back at 12:45, I think, in the middle of the night, back to Ohio, and needed a shower badly. So had a great time. Wanted to kind of summarize what we had done, some of the gear stuff. So that's what I want to do here. All right, the first thing I wanted to kind of just summarize is just the hike in general. So we did 40 on-trail miles, starting at Amicalola Falls and went to Neal Gap. So it was right about 40 miles, did it over 4 days. One of the things we didn't take into account was how many miles we would be doing off trail. So when we finished the 4 days, I had went back, checked my fitness app just to see like how many miles did I go. It tells you the steps, all that stuff. And over the 4 days, we had done, at least my app said 49.22 miles. So a lot more. We added almost 25% of the miles we did on trail additionally on top. So about 2.5 miles a day almost of just additional hiking, just for fun, just to take a blue blaze, get some water, get into camp, whatever the case may be. So those add up as well. In retrospect, this was probably a little ambitious. Probably should have done the 40 miles over 5 days. Probably would have been a little bit more enjoyable. We had a great time, but hiking for 8 hours a day, it takes a toll on you for sure. It was a challenge, all the rocks and roots, going up mountains and probably having, I'm going to guess 35 to 40 pounds on our back, at least early in the hike. We weighed in at Neal's Gap. I was at 31 pounds and some change. That was when we finished. So all my, a bunch of my food was out of there, almost all. Water was down to almost nothing. Definitely probably somewhere between 35 and 40 pounds early on in the week. One of the things you notice immediately, though, is how peaceful the woods are. So quiet out there, so nice. I mean, you can hear constantly like little squirrels running around, which, sound like they're bears, of course. But I just was amazed at how nice it was, how quiet it was. We did see some folks out there. Everybody was great, super nice. A lot of like-minded individuals out there just trying to get away from everything and enjoy, nature. So had a great time. People were super nice. It was just a really good recharge, even though we were working super hard while we were out there. Each day when we came into camp, we were just reeling, just exhausted. But got pretty good at setting up camp. And getting everything ready, and kind of had our own little process that each night we got a little bit better at. So that was great. Loved camping a lot more than I thought even. So that brings me to my gear. So I do a ton of research. I watch YouTube videos, trying to just get feels for people's gear, people I watch that do through hikes, just a lot of gear videos in general. You can certainly get lost in all the information, but I kind of know myself, so tried to make my own selections based on things I felt like would work for me. I would say my pack, my tent, my sleep system, my big three, all of those were really good. Couldn't believe how well I slept, under the circumstances, being in the woods and everything, but slept really good, no complaints there. The clothes that I took, everything was good. It all worked for me, what I had. Didn't take a lot of clothes, certainly they got a little stinky throughout the couple of days by the end of the week, but not bad. They were fine. It could have been a lot worse. And they dried out real well. When we would get to camp and get the tent set up, we'd throw our shirts and stuff out on top of the tent so they could dry out a little bit, and that worked great. So other gear, the Sawyer Squeeze didn't work. Don't know what happened to it. That's my water filter. Didn't work. Fortunately, Jason was kind enough to let me use his, so I didn't die of thirst out there. So appreciate him for that. But the Sawyer Squeeze didn't work. Not banging on them. I'll go out to REI, talk to them. Maybe I did something wrong. I don't know. That's very likely. If you know me, not the smartest cat. So definitely might have messed something up. But that didn't work. But the CNOC that I gather water in, that thing was fantastic. Really worked well for me. This certainly isn't intended to be too much information, but the REI toilet paper, do not buy that. I know it's set up to, they know that hikers are conscientious about their weight, so they make sure that it doesn't weigh anything. It also doesn't work at all. It's the thinnest toilet paper I've ever attempted to use, and I'll say attempted because it wasn't great. Fortunately, we had water and hand sanitizer and all that stuff, but won't ever buy that stuff again. Camp chair, weighs a pound, good chair, didn't really need it. So that was kind of extra weight on my back throughout the week. It sits real low to the ground too. Tough for a big guy to get out of that thing, but the last night we had a little sip of bourbon and sat down in the chairs. We had stealth camped and relaxed. It was nice to have then. So it is one of those things that's nice to have, but it's going to be some extra weight. So got to kind of weigh whether or not that's important to you. My Ursack that I put my food in and stored the food for the night, kind of a bear bag, worked tremendous. No issues with the Ursack. Very happy with that. Thing worked great. Watched some videos, knew exactly how to tie it, secure it, so was good to go there. And then Jason brought that AeroPress for making coffee. That thing was great. Coffee was really good. Jason killed it every morning. Kudos to him. The coffee was fabulous, so definitely would recommend one of those. In regards to my food, when I work out, I usually don't eat for a while. It just takes me a while to kind of build up an appetite after I've worked out. Well, working out for 8 hours, essentially going up and down mountains, sweating a ton, I was not eating. I didn't eat dinner any of the 4 days that we were there. I didn't have any appetite. I know that you're supposed to eat. Believe me, I know that, if you're going to burn all those calories, you got to put calories in and replace them. Don't worry about me. I appreciate it. I'm not going anywhere. My body could eat off itself for a month out there. So, certainly it brought my energy level down a little, but it was fine. I had made peanut butter and jelly on tortillas. Thought that would be a great lunch. It was like trying to eat bricks. Those things were terrible. And I love PB&J on bread. So I'd have to muscle those down with some water, and they were terrible. The Element drink mix was really good. That stuff gave us some good electrolytes, helped fuel us. But I didn't eat any of the dinners. I did eat the PB&Js a little bit here and there. I ate some peanut butter crackers, but really didn't have an appetite. We were so tired at night. When we got back, I just kind of wanted to set up camp, chill for a little bit, and then go to bed. Was exhausted. And then lastly, what we learned, pack weight matters. I mean, that's not rocket science. You're carrying your pack on your back. You want it to be something that you can carry. We were probably, like I said, 35 to 40 pounds early on, probably closer to 30 to 35 with water, as we were finishing. I think it'd be great to be like all in, pack loaded, everything good to go probably be under 30 pounds, 30 at the most. That's going to make it more enjoyable throughout the day and make you more able to continue to endure the miles. So something I'd probably work on is just, okay, where can I cut a little bit of weight here and there? Maybe setting some smaller goals. We tried to really get after it. 40 miles in 4 days. I thought that would be pretty easy. Dum-dum like me knows, oh, okay, that's 10 miles a day. I can do 10 miles. That's not a big deal. Doing it with the pack, doing it, up and down mountains with the rocks, the roots, everything else. It was definitely a bigger challenge than I anticipated. So a little bit, I'd probably go over 5 days instead. Try to set a goal, maybe 6 to 8 miles a day, knowing that you're going to have some off-trail miles as well. And then just take time to enjoy nature. We did, but I felt like sometimes we were pushing miles and we'd be like, oh, we got to get here today. So you didn't always take some of that extra time to really stop and enjoy something that you saw. So I would definitely encourage you to enjoy your surroundings while you're out there. And then the last thing that, I love watching through hiking videos. I really want to do the entire AT at some point, probably when I retire. But this was a good opportunity for me to kind of see, can I do this? Do I want to do this? It was great. The 4 days when I got finished, when I was at Neil Gap, I was like, oh my God, I don't think I could do this. Like, I get why people quit there, but I also get why people keep going, because I think once I stepped away from it for a couple of days, it was easy to realize, like, yeah, I think I could do this. I mean, it would certainly be a challenge of a lifetime, but, I think a lot of it is mental and knowing that you can do it, and then making adjustments so that you continue to get better at it each day, become more efficient, all of those things. So certainly something I know I can do and hope to do one day. And I just want to thank Andy, my wife, my kids, Mia and Carmine, for just putting up with all this hiking stuff for the past year and a half. So want to thank them, love them all to death, appreciate them dealing with me and being supportive. Couldn't do it without them. And I would just encourage you, family, friends, whoever's watching this, to get out there, hike, get out into nature. It will help you appreciate how beautiful the world is that we live in. So thank you for watching, if you did, and I appreciate you. Have a great day. Thanks.